Started space in '78, and it's just taken off from there. I got a couple of the rovers in the beginning, and then some spaceships for Christmas, and we had all the old landing plates and lunar plates, so I started building little space bases. And then it really took off about 5, 6, 7 years ago when I saw the old space designs that Chris Giddens and John Palmer had created in the early 2000s, and I just took it to the next level.
You certainly did. Now, this over here is almost like one big cohesive sort of same thematic elements running throughout. Describe the design of this this whole area.
We wanted a space city, so we created a space city. My friend Nathaniel Brill and I sat down for a couple nights at the mall, and we came up with some concepts, what we wanted to do. So we have a downtown, which is the blue section, what we're looking at now. We have some short landing pads. Our old train was so high we had to actually bump the whole thing up one level. The nice thing about Moonbase, it's all modular. Everything has a certain height. So as you can see over here, we have what they call the level 1, and we raised it up to level 2 so that the lunar trains could go underneath it. And then we created a custom-built, one-of-a-kind monorail where the monorail is actually suspended from old train track. And with the standard that we build, everything is built underneath the plates. So everything is hidden, all the supports are hidden, so you get that nice streamlined space feel.
And describe the design of that monorail. It's very, very unique.
It is unique. It's one of a kind. We have 2 M motors on the end cars, and then we have the RC battery in the middle, and all works from the RC remote controls that all the modern train stuff works off of. So it's all the same system.
That's brilliant. Now this is based off there's a real life monorail like this, right?
I believe so.
In Germany or somewhere like that?
There's something in Germany that Nate had found and said, let's make this out of Lego. So after tweaking it and playing with it, here we are. We got a monorail that actually works, goes around, one of a kind, the only one that hangs.
Beautiful. Now, point out some of your favorite buildings over here on the this dense kind of core right here.
Well, I love the landing pads. What we did is we designed everything so it opens up. All the doors open. We have airlocks. We really try to make like a logical lunar colony. How it would actually be. A little control station. We have the blinking, the red antennas so the planes don't hit it, or the spaceships. We have a generating station where the power would generate, goes underground. All the corridors have tubes coming up, so the power's coming up. Little solars for the corridors. We have an asteroid gun. As you can see, we've already had some asteroid hits creating the crater, so we've made an asteroid gun which was modeled off the old Kenner Death Star. So
very cool.
We do bring our childhood back into it.
Very cool, very cool. Now, if someone wants to contribute to this or do something like this, what do they need to keep in mind? What do they need to?
Moonbase is a standard. You can look up the standard online, or you can contact us on Facebook, and everything. So if another creator wanted to join us, they literally can just snap their section into ours, which makes it modular. It's great. We could quadruple this, no problem, just having other people literally plug their system into ours.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Now, walk us down to the other end of the layout here. Point out what's going on. What is this central building here?
It is literally the central building. Up top, we have the conference room. We have sleeping towers. This is where all the pilots and the astronauts would rest in between shifts. So they would come up from the spaceport. Astronauts would land, come up, go through the monorail, hit the monorail station, walk through the corridors, go to bed. We have a little breakfast nook over in the corner. Then we have an infirmary and police station.
That's awesome. Now, when you're planning this out, how do you lay it out? When you, because it is modular, so you can kind of manipulate the design show to show. Do you do pre-planning, or do you sort of wait till you're on site and then start putting?
The core was all pre-planned because we wanted to be able to take it, set it up. Since everything is connected underneath the plates, this isn't as modular as regular Moonbase would be. But as you can see, everything is quite sturdy and nothing falls apart.
Very cool. Now walk us down to this end of the layout. What's going on over here?
So over here, the Brick Journal had published a magazine a couple years ago that had all these prototypes from the late 80s, early 90s. So again, Nate and I had saw the picture, and Nate decided to make a neoclassic version of one of the prototypes, and that's the gray and red buildings at the end.
And so were those like unrealized like space themes?
Yeah, they had actually made the parts, and they were actually going to make those sets, but they just never passed R&D to actually be produced.
That's awesome. Now it looks like we kind of we sort of finish up over here, but what's this massive structure right here?
So the astronauts land. They have to get into the monorail system, so we made a tube station. So this is literally where the astronauts come, they hit the corridor, come out, and they would catch a monorail station here to go into the actual space city itself.
That's awesome. I kind of want to live in this city.
I kind of do.
You do?
I do.
That's awesome. And I guess so. I see these landing pads here. Describe the design of these. These look really unique.
So the concept behind them is, as kids, we always built spaceships the size of our hands. And the old landing plates from the 80s were great. We got bigger, our hands got bigger, the spaceships got bigger. So what we decided to do is, Peter Marsh, who's a fantastic space builder, came up with the concept of building a large Galaxy Explorer base plate brick built on the 48 by 48, which is the moon base standard. So everything can snap together and go with the regular moon base. And as you can see, the ships actually fill up the entire portions, and we don't have overhang like you would with the old space system. And we have just some cars. We're doing some mining. We're building the railroad. We're going to have a new bullet train next season. So we're building the railroad as it's going along. Then we have some outposts over here.
So point out a few of your favorite builds here on the layout. You have a lot of really interesting stuff.
Well, I'm a wind farm guy. I have another project which is a wind farm, so I'm looking forward to building some nice little texture and hills and having a motorized wind farm next time around.
And it's really nice to have all the air and space to propel the blades, right?
Well, on some planets we do have wind and storms and whatnot. So
noxious gases?
Lots of noxious gases.
I love it. I love it. Now, you have some really good terrain here, too. When you're building these sort of elements, do you build them like in a modular fashion so you just kind of plop them down as you need?
Everything, the whole base is designed modular, so we can stick it in cardboard boxes. So everything picks up, and then we just pop it in a box, and we can randomly put it out where it belongs during the show.